from the governments, the intergovernmental negotiations, the private sector, all society needs to be involved in addressing climate change. In the intergovernmental negotiations, there is a lot of focus on the technological and financial ways to address the issue of climate change. There's obviously a need for a lot of political will, but what do you think about the ethical dimension needed to address climate change and to come to an international collaboration to address it?
Well, climate change is the biggest single challenge that humans have ever faced, because unlike other problems, which can be solved regionally or sectorally, climate change affects the very future of life on Earth. We have to remember that life as we know it on Earth has only existed for a very small portion of the Earth's history, and within very narrow parameters. And we are changing those parameters. So life is actually in danger. It is the greatest security problem we have ever faced, and we have to treat it. You know, in the past, every nation has been willing to find the resources and give the priorities necessary to deal with their own security. This security issue is one that the whole human family, all nations, all people have to deal with. And we have to look at it as a threat to our very survival. So the Copenhagen negotiations will hopefully bring that home. The scientists have already made that point, but the political level and the economic level have not yet been willing to take the tough decisions that will enable us to ensure the continuity and security of life as we know it.
Unfortunately, many people, particularly in the peaceful arena, I would say, don't see yet climate change as a threat.
Well, more and more of them are. You know, it's actually happening. You know, former Secretary General Kofi Annan just sponsored a report which shows that several 100 million people already being affected by climate change. All sorts of conditions. I mean, even weather. Weather is news today. You have droughts, you have floods, you have changing in rainfall patterns, you have hurricanes, you know, more than before. Now, that doesn't say nobody knows exactly whether they are the cause of climate change, but they are one of the manifestations of climate change, and they demonstrate how climate change can affect people, how it can affect their lives, can even take their lives, and how it can affect their livelihoods. Because now people, for instance, in northern China, the droughts in northern China, people will not support people. They have to move away, because, and the same is true in other places. So already we're seeing changes of the kind that the scientists predict, so already we are seeing the kind. And so as people become more and more aware of how their lives are actually being affected by climate change, they will have more incentive to act. However, the problem is they have to act in advance. That is often more difficult for people to see the problem while there is still time to do something. Because if you wait till all the problems are happening, maybe you could do something about them, but you cannot roll them back. It will be too late. And we really face now what no generation of human beings have ever faced. We face the responsibility for our own future. What we do or what we fail to do is going to determine the future of all forms of life, particularly human lives, on our planet. The Earth will continue, but the conditions that humans need to live, that will not continue if we do not change, and change rapidly.